Although the stigma surrounding mental health and support has improved somewhat recently, the truth is, research still shows that there's a stigma related to getting help or needing support. A lot of people think that if you struggle with anxiety or with depression, that something is wrong with you, like something's just not right. Or maybe that you're lazy, you're not trying hard enough to break out of your isolation state, or you're not trying hard enough to communicate with people, or you're not trying hard enough to be healed. The truth of the matter is, change happens to all of us. And when change comes, we can fall victim to depression or to anxiety. It's estimated that 14.2% of adults have struggled with anxiety, and 16.9% of adults have struggled with depression at some point or another. The truth is, the only constant in the world is change. And a lot of times our body's response to that amount of change in our life is depression or anxiety. The neat thing is you don't always have to stay there. And more importantly, you don't have to have stigma around getting support. So let's talk about it. The way to break free is to heal your hurt. And that sounds very generic or cliche, but the best way to heal your hurt is to get support. I think about people that are really successful and still have support. Like The Rock, he comes to mind. The Rock has struggled with depression and he shares his story publicly, but he also shares that getting support has helped him break free of that, to continue to move forward, to find his success. The Rock has all the money in the world, and so many people could think, what in the world could be wrong with him? But there's a lot of things that can cause depression or anxiety. One of them just being life changes in general, which means that any of us could fall victim to it at any point. So let's talk about how to break free from the stigma. The first way is to surround yourself with people who support you. This is so important. If you're around people that struggle with understanding mental illness or struggle with thinking that anxiety and depression are real, that's going to reinforce the idea that something is wrong with you, or you're not doing something right, or you should be changing all these things. Surround yourself with people who understand and support you on your journey. So that could look like a close family member or friend who's just there and really supportive. That could look like you joining a support group. Like you could get on Facebook and join support groups for highly sensitive people, or support groups for people that just went through a divorce, or support groups for people that struggle with anxiety and depression. Whatever it is, join a support group, a group that's going to encourage and remind you that you're not alone on this journey. The next thing that you can do is you can not associate the emotion with your entire life, or the situation with your entire life. So instead of saying, I'm Nicolia, a divorced woman, you can say, I am Dr. Nicolia and I've been through a divorce. Or I have anxiety. You can say, I am Dr. Nicolia and I have episodes of anxiety from time to time. So if you notice the difference, I don't make it seem like that's my entire identity, because the truth of the matter is, no matter what you're dealing with or what you're going through, that's not your entire identity. That's a piece of your life, a piece of the puzzle, but it doesn't define you or what your life means for you, or if you're valuable, if you're lazy, or if you're not working hard enough. And that's a lot of times what we start to believe about ourselves when we associate the situation with our entire identity. The next thing you can do to get over the shame, to get over the stigma around hurt, is to choose empowerment over shame. It's easy to feel embarrassed or shameful about experiences that you have and what you're going through. But what would it mean if you choose to empower yourself, to remind yourself that actually getting support shows that you're strong, to reach out and ask for help shows that you are really powerful, shows that you are in tune with who you are and what you need. Instead of allowing yourself to embrace the shame or the embarrassment or the frustration with the situation, choose to empower yourself, motivate and encourage yourself. And remember that there is no shame in this. This is an opportunity for you to really heal your hurt and move forward with success. So I want to remind you of these things because I know that life is going to throw hurdles our way. And I know that changes come left and right and that we can never be fully prepared for them. But the truth is, if we go in with a plan and we always understand that there's ways to get support, there's ways to empower ourselves, then we can end up successful on the other side. So many people struggle with life's changes And they fall on their face because they don't have that support. They don't have that empowerment. They're not around support groups, and they're filling themselves with shame and embarrassment. Choose to be different. The best way that you can empower yourself instead of shaming yourself is to find things that you love about yourself. Look in the mirror and identify 5 things or 5 reasons that you're strong. So you asked for support. You got up this morning. You went to work. You went to a social situation. You didn't succumb to your anxiety by laying in the bed, and you chose to get up and go to the gym and move your body so that you felt better. Identify 5 things that you're grateful for that you did that show that you're strong, that show that you're not a victim to your situation, that show that you're not embarrassed about who you are, but that you are strong, because ultimately you are. Most people don't know how much energy, effort, and hard work it really takes to break free from a down or a dark place. And so for that, if you've done that today or any day, I applaud you, because it's so difficult, but that just confirms even more how strong you are. So I challenge you today, instead of filling yourself with shame or embarrassment or trying to convince yourself that getting help is something that you don't deserve or that you need, I challenge you to change that mindset. Change was the very thing that hurt me and broke me, but support was the very thing that built me up, encouraged me, and moved me in the right direction. And I desire the same thing for you, and it can come for you. And so I challenge you today to do something different, to look yourself in the mirror and encourage yourself with the reasons that you're strong, to look out for support groups and get that help and get that motivation and encouragement, and to choose how you define this part of your life so that you don't become a victim to it and fall under all of the weight of that change or that circumstance. So if you know someone that could be blessed by this video, share it. Let them know that they don't have to be ashamed of their anxiety or their depression or the life change that happened their way that knocked them down, that they can move forward, they can find joy and happiness, and they can find success. And make sure you hit like and subscribe. And until next time, I will chat with you guys later. Bye.